so high, I'm hypnotized.
All right, everyone, welcome back to another episode of UpintheAir.stream. And in this episode, we are going to be talking about Starlink Mini. So a lot of you are aware of what Starlink Mini is. It's definitely no secret at this point in time that Starlink has basically made the internet almost everywhere in the world. And so we had just recently had a situation where Chrissy could not access the internet. We were using our Verizon backup, our little hotspot, and a car down the road had taken out the power pole and had taken out the internet at the same time for a pretty good amount of the area here. We have a backup generator here at the house, and it kicked on, and we tried to get our hotspot going, and sure enough, we could not. So it wasn't working at all, and that prompted me to say that we needed to go ahead and get this Starlink Mini up and running, as we will be snowbirding and also on the road quite a bit. And since Chrissy absolutely has to have high-speed internet for her job, we decided to go ahead and make this investment. So we will be showing you some more like real life applications as well in a later video, but I wanted to kind of give you this video just so that if you were on the fence about getting this for your Airstream or any of your RVs or just Starlink Mini in general, you know, this may help you kind of come up with a plan on how to organize it and make it as easy to apply to your Airstream as I think possible, really. So let's start with the pole that I'm going to show you mounted later in this video. It is still terribly cold today in Ohio, and you know, we're still looking at single digits weather and double digits by the afternoon. So I'm gonna probably be a couple days before I mount this up. But what we're looking at is a Harbor Freight flagpole. It is the 20-foot flagpole, and then I will show you these clamps that you can get off of Amazon. And I'm not the inventor of this. This is literally borrowing somebody's idea on how to do this. Now you're gonna see little Wiley dog in here because he is absolutely a nut about playing, and he expects to play at all times. But it's like I said, it's pretty cold outside, so we're doing it here in the living room. And these clamps, I'll show you the photo of it and on Amazon, and so where you can buy those, and then also some hardware that I bought, some stainless steel hardware as well. And then one other piece here that I'll pop up on the screen is the adapter. That is a 3D printed adapter that some fella is producing, and seems like a nice product. We'll see how it holds up. Pretty easy to install. You just have to tap it down in there, and he gives you instructions, so I won't even go into that on how to do that. It looks, yeah, let's see if that looked like it stressed that plastic out, but I think no, that's just a reflection. And then I put some additional stainless steel screws. I think he may refer to you utilizing the holes that are already in this, but definitely, you know, I went ahead and because I wanted this to be able to recess further down in there to make this as short as possible, I went ahead and drilled some holes and put some stainless steel screws in higher up. Now I'm going to take the camera off here for a second because I need to manipulate this to show you what I did here. So sorry about giving you the feet and basically nothing on the screen as I tighten this down here. I think I'll be able to show you now. So one of the things too that we did was drilled some 1/4-inch holes in here, and I'll show you what those are used for here in a little bit. But basically it's a captured pin, and these tighten down pretty good, these poles do. But the last thing I want is basically for it to be up in the air and all of a sudden that Starlink just come down hard because one of these let loose. Another guy that I seen that was using Harbor Freight on a different video had drilled holes through these aluminum poles on both sides, and also the ring does a great job of basically giving you somewhere to route your cables as well. So I definitely ran with that idea as well, and implemented that into our design. And I'll show you those pins, and I'll pop them up on the screen so you'll get the right ones. As we'll just go through each of these compartments. Now this is a Pelican case. I don't have the model number. I'll find out the model number. I'll have to go on Colors cases. I bought this for a while ago and was using it for a different purpose. The label's not on the front, on the top, where I just read the number off. It'd be easy enough to do that, but the label's no longer on there. But this one particularly does have the organization panel in the top, and then has the padded insert, which makes it really nice. So here's those pins I was talking about, and then your wire will just basically travel through this area. And I'm gonna speed this video up just a little bit because there is a lot of things to show you. So we'll put these back in there. We'll just empty these compartments out, and I'll just tell you why I have all this junk in here. It does start to add up as far as weight, and I hate that because I'm always trying to conserve weight, and here's just one more thing that we're gonna be hauling around, you know what I mean? And so I'll have to figure out where to save some weight. This right here, first off, is a elbow, and I have, I'll show you these links as well. So that, real quick, this is the like spigot, and I just drilled a hole in the side of the case, and then it comes with a cap. And then this will go on here so we can run our Starlink Mini USB-C PD, which is a higher powered, like 140 watt USB-C cord with the threaded end here. And what this does is, if we put this on here and pass our wire through here, which we will pass our wire through if we need to close the lid, if we're utilizing this box as a mount, we will do that. And I'll shut the camera off here in a minute and show you how that's all mounted. But this right here, this elbow, will keep water from going in there if we get one of those sudden, like Florida rains.
Ollie, it's gonna rain!
Come in. So that's what that's for. It's a crude way of making it watertight. We need 3 of these because there's 3 different sections, even though I don't plan on really putting this flagpole up with more than like 2 of the sections. Maybe even just 1. And then this is some extra hardware just in case we lose any of the split washer or the bolts there. And I'll show you that hardware as well. So there's gonna be a lot of stuff popping up on the screen, but I want you to have the references. We don't link anything because we don't play the whole affiliate program with Amazon, even though we really like Amazon. It's just we've never really had any luck making it work. A 17mm wrench to capture the backside of that bolt so that you can better tighten down your wing nuts by hand. And then this is the original kickstand that goes on the Starlink. So we'll just put those in there kind of rough. Over here we have the pole mount, which in fact the Starlink does come with the pole mount, so that's nice that it's included. And you'll need that for 2 of the scenarios. The one that we have where we actually mount it to the case, and then also the scenario where we mount it on the pole. And so that gets used in both positions, and I'm going to show you how it gets mounted on the case. So this is, and I'll link it, this is the bullet connector to USB-C, and this is a pre-made cord that you can buy. Security cord, security cable. This here is a extension, and we'll need this when we're basically putting the Starlink Mini up on the pole. We'll need this extra length, so that's what that's going to be for. And then the original power brick that goes from your AC to, and all this stuff comes, I've not bought any, well, let me back that up. This is included. I don't want to make it seem like that extension cord came with it, or that Mini C does not come with it either. So those are both items that you're gonna have to purchase separately. But that's your bullet connector to your AC in case you're just utilizing AC. And then we went with the Anchor. Sorry about the bad camera work here, guys. Usually I'm better than this, but it's more about the information, right? This is the Anchor C300. This is just the DC version, does not have the AC outlets. And the beauty of that is that it does fit. This Velcro is giving me a hard time here. Little wily dog in the background acting a fool. And this fits very nicely in here. And actually I turn it sideways just to kind of keep the face from getting scratched up from this hardware. So there is how it fits in there. It fits really nicely even between the wheels. So the wheels are over on this side. And then the beauty of it too is here's our actual Starlink Mini. And as you can see, it's extremely small. That's what the back side of it looks like. The kickstand and also that pull mount, they just slide in there. It just slides and gets caught at the top. And then those little tabs right there, it just snaps into place. So super easy. That little blank that you see there, that's if you want to put an Ethernet like RG45 cord in there. And so how I mount this in here when it's not being utilized is I just push it down and it just perfectly fits in the case and does not need any additional, like I keep some towels in there, but it just fits in there very nicely. And they're fairly durable, though I like to take care of my stuff and I don't want it to go bad. We did buy it from Best Buy, and I did buy the warranty. So as long as I don't like damage it, if it's like electronic issue or something goes bad that way, it'll be covered. Okay, so this right here is a power converter, and what this does is it converts your 12 volt, realistically 13.8 volt, up to 14.1 volt coming directly from your lithium batteries. And you may have seen in our previous Multiplus 2 installation video, part 2, I showed you our tongue box, which I had put a Anderson SB50 plug in there. And that Anderson SB50 plug will plug right into our batteries. And I mean, literally we could run this as long as there was no other loads. We could run this Starlink like for years. I mean, it would be crazy the amount of time, because they don't draw a whole bunch of wattage, but they do draw enough where, you know, I always kind of question the cigarette lighter thing, but you know, anyways, this is a step up converter or a converter that steps up your voltage to 24 volts. And so that's good. And there's a lot of folks that complain that their Starlink doesn't really like that lower voltage, even though it says it's rated to operate at 12 volts. I don't really think that's realistic. And so this goes to the bullet connector. This is all pre-wired. I'll put the link for this particular item up there. I just kind of fancied it up because it comes with like some very small like silicone wires that are weatherproofed in there, or weather resistant. And this is going to live in the tongue box, and then I'll just put the lid down. But I wanted to make it more durable, especially since it was going to be around like edges and stuff like that, metal edges in the tongue box. I wanted it to be a little more durable, so that's why I did that. And then this right here is a chubby cable, and the chubby cables are basically like high power USB-C, 140 watts cables that are rated to handle the power. And also I can use, what the primary purpose of this is to charge the anchor. And then you have to buy this separate. This is a wall brick that is high power as well. I think this one particularly is like 68 watts. They have other versions that will go up to like 100 watts. They're significantly more money. I figured 68 watts was enough to get the brick recharged, so I just went with this one instead. And I'll put the link to that as well. So I have a lot of links to show you guys. And little wily dog is trying to figure it all out. Aren't you, buddy? Yep. You don't know why I'm talking to the camera, do you? Yep. So, all right. So this right here I made. I'm not going to have all the links for this, but I will have like this aluminum head. That is the design of what the head, like I showed you before. That is a 1/4 inch adapter. And so what I've done with this is I've actually done this socket, this RAM socket, and then drilled a hole through it and then put a bolt up into this 1/4 inch socket adapter, and then put a screw to hold it on this Schedule 80 PVC pipe. So this is Schedule 80, and I think it's, yeah, it says, I think it's, I don't know what size that is. What it says like 4, but that's not right. So I don't know. It's like 1 inch, I think. It looks like 1 inch. That my thumb's 1 inch. So yeah, looks like 1 inch. Schedule 80. So, and then it goes down to a, this is what the other one was. It's called like a PVC socket, and then it comes down to like a socket RAM, and then I'll show you how that works. That's going to integrate with this ball on the side here. So we'll get that set up. Another like heavy duty cable that we can put a padlock to it. And then this is kind of like another brick that I had, and what we can use that for is kind of like another backup. I'll probably end up not using that because that's just more weight, and the likelihood that we'll need 2 bricks is not very good. So that one's probably, I was just kind of trying to utilize it since I've had it for a little while and never really used it very much. And then this is the original cord that it came with, and so this is your bullet connector to bullet connector cable as well. This is not an extension type, so that's why, you know, we need the extension type, because we need something that is female bullet to male bullet, and so that's why this won't take us all the way. This is really probably only going to be utilized in a AC environment with the original brick, so that's what that one's going to be utilized for. So, all right, I know that's a lot. I hope that's helpful. I have some more things I want to show you, so don't go anywhere. I'm going to go ahead and set the Starlink up to this case, and in this scenario it would be something where we wanted to deploy this in the front yard or the backyard. It goes up so super simple, and it connects like so quick, and it's so easy to set up. I'm going to show you it set up here, but that scenario will be where we don't want to plug in any external power. We just want to run it off the anchor. We just want to get it up and running quick, and this could even be for like our home purpose, not when we're on the road in the Air.stream. This would be even for like a backup internet here at the house, like that scenario I was speaking to earlier in the video. So, all right, so I have the Mini set up on the stand, and this does allow you to turn it. As you see, it's not perfectly square, so if you want to turn it that way, and obviously you can just take the case and turn it, you know what I mean, as well. So if you need to turn it to angle it towards the sky the right way, and the app will prompt you to do so. So that is part of the app that does that. And then as long as this pole here is somewhat vertical, 90 degree, you know, it will be the correct angle, because the pole mount there. Now, if you really wanted to get like more precise with it, you could always take a level underneath here and stick that level, and then move. This will articulate back and forth, and it gets tightened up like a ram mount. In case you're not familiar with a ram mount, that little knob there is what loosens this and detaches it from it. You know, I thought about like, okay, well, that if the wind was catching this thing and like bouncing it along, you know, that may not be too good. And then I started thinking about it, and I thought, well, you know, here's the thing: people are using these in vehicles like bouncing down the road. So if they can use them perfectly flat and it still picks up signal, I think we're gonna be just fine. And so even if the wind, you know, is pushing our Starlink a little bit, we're not gonna have any problem. So I just figured out, like, why does everything look so like close in? It's because it was at a zoom of a 1. So that's why. So sorry about that, guys. But hey, you got all the details, right? So yeah, so that's kind of it. We're kind of really zoomed out now, and this is a brand new camera. It is a iPhone 16 Pro Max, and so I'm wondering what the result of that will be. I'm going to show you guys the pole mounted on the Air.stream at a later date. I'm going to show you how we plug it in and everything else. And so I'm going to end this, and this is going to be like part 1. And so I think I've given you enough information for you guys to have at this point in time. And that way, if you want to get going and start building your kit, because it's spring will be here before you know it, and so maybe you can get your stuff ordered and get your kit for configured, you could do so. But I'm very confident on how all this is going to work out. But I will show you probably the next time, probably at Lake Lanier in Georgia. That's our next trip, and so we'll be staying there a couple days. Don't think that's gonna be the next video, but it could be. We got a few more modifications, different things we're gonna do, so be looking for those as well. And if you like these videos that we're doing, make sure to subscribe so that you are notified, and hit that notify bell so that you're notified every time that we release a new video talking about our Airstream and also campground reviews as well. So thank you very much for everybody watching, and make sure to be safe and get out there and have some fun.